the people who are calling us names. I can feel the sunlight shining in.
Well, good morning and welcome to episode 890 of the Lots Project Morning Show, where the coffee is strong, the opinions are stronger, and everything is always filter free. I'm Brian, your host, and it's June 1st, 2026. This morning, I'm enjoying a fresh cup of FTO Blonde Espresso from foodforestfarms.com because life's too short for shitty coffee. At Food Forest Farms, your beans are roasted by real human hands using a clean stream air roaster. More than just a customer, your family. Get 10% off with code LOTS10. That's LOTS10, and shipping is always free. While you're there, check out C4 Club for even more awesome perks. Today, I've got another full show. The cabin trim is finally finished, and it's time to learn some new skills. The mimosa trees are exploding with blooms in Tennessee. Officially sliding into summer mode. I saw an Enterprise commercial that looked like satire, but apparently it wasn't. Plus a handful of observations, updates, rants, and whatever else falls out of the coffee-fueled brain this morning. Grab your coffee, smash that like button, and let's get started. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Good morning, Mike's Homestead. Thanks for stopping in. And Hunter over on Twitch already rolling in. Computer's a little messed up this morning. I got this cat. You guys know about the cat if you've been watching any length of time. We took in a stray cat, and it's been, I don't know, man, God, it's probably a year. I don't know how long we've had her. A long time. And she's definitely a handful. She is definitely the prototypical cat. I don't give a fuck type of animal. She does what she wants, and she really doesn't care what you say. But she is very keen on sitting on my desk, especially when I'm not in here. She comes in and sits on the desk, sits on the keyboard, climbs on the keyboard, climbs all over, throws all my shit on the floor. And I forgot to turn my keyboard off the other day, and I don't know if she changed a setting or if my Brave browser did an update, but it's all fucking jacked up. I don't know what's going on with it. Like all the tabs are all down one side of the screen instead of across the top, and it's just everything's all goofy. So thanks House Tiger. Thanks for screwing up my computer. The other day she turned English into some other language I had never seen before, and I was able to quickly navigate back through the stuff that she randomly picked and get it back to English. So yeah. Guess it's my fault. I guess I have to take responsibility because I didn't turn my keyboard off, full well knowing that the cat's going to come in and stomp all over it, sit on it. So it's my fault, and it couldn't ever be one of the animals' faults. So anyway, that's my struggles this morning. Good morning, Rewilder Life. Thanks for popping in. I guess there could be worse things to have to deal with in the world. Oh, the FTO Blonde is sitting right this morning. FTO Blonde Espresso from Food Forest Farms. If you haven't tried it, should give it a try. Just order up a bag. Use that 10% off, and shipping's always free over at Food Forest Farms. But use that 10% off and give it a try. Give that hand air roasted coffee a try. Let's get into the Bitcoin guessing game. Anyway, it's going to be pretty easy this week. It's Bitcoin is down after the last week. It's been consistently trickling down, and right now we're sitting at $72,636 for one Bitcoin on June 1st, 2026, 6:05 a.m. You can see my guess. I've been riding with this guess up here on the board. If you're watching live, if you're listening, it's up there on the board, 84,321. I'm going to stick with that. It is my guess. I don't feel like digging out the dry erase marker and picking new. So until we hit that number, hit it or go above, I will be sticking with that guess, and I'm way off. Obviously, over $10,000 off. I am not the winner. We didn't do very good this week. We had John Palmer in again with the same guess, up high, $87,654.32. Blueberry, Texas, 81,656. Scrambling in with the guess 79,990, getting kind of close. DC Ellis 78,200, and the winner actually this week, even though $5,000, more than $5,000 off, Palm Tree in with the guess of 77,777 and 77 cents, sevens all across the board. Lucky sevens, winner, chicken dinner. Congratulations, Palm Tree. You win absolutely nothing. If you want to get in on the guessing game and get your guess read on the show and have a chance for winning nothing, and I don't know, I've been contemplating going back and forth trying to decide if I'm going to give something away. I actually have a Blockstream Core on the way. Blockstream sent me out, is nice enough to send me out one of their new products in the Jade product line, the Blockstream Core. They're sending one out, and I could give that away, but the problem is I got to open it. I got to do some content with it, and then I don't know if I want to. Anybody is really interested in a used or an open, because it really wouldn't be used, but an open hardware wallet product. It kind of goes against the whole operational security and making sure it's sealed in the box and brand new. But I don't know if anybody's interested in that. I might be able to pass that along. I think I also have a Blockstream Jade sitting around here somewhere that's actually still sealed in the box. Maybe we give away something here pretty soon. I don't know. Anyway, if you want to get in on the Bitcoin guessing game contest, head on over to t.me/LotsChat. That's t.me/LotsChat. It's way more than just the Bitcoin guessing game over there. Telegram chat for the community. We got a bunch of great people, a lot of get shit done type of folks over there. Share what we got going on, share stupid memes, talk about stupid shit going on in the world, and kind of commiserate with each other because we're all kind of over it and sick of it. So if you're a little frustrated with what's going on in the world and you'd like to joke around about it, talk about things you're getting done despite of all the crap going on in the world, head on over to the Telegram chat and hang out with us at t.me/LotsChat. Alrighty, let's move on to cabin update for the week. I don't know, this might be a, I don't know how much progress we'll be making for the next couple weeks, but big step. Yesterday, we ended up getting the end of all the metal trim done. If you follow the show, if you've been listening along, you've been hearing my struggles with the trim. It's going a lot slower than I had hoped. Metal siding, it went real smooth. We were doing about a side of metal a weekend, Corey and I. But the finish out trim was taking longer than I had hoped. It was going slower. Because I didn't really know what I'm doing. I've never done metal siding before. I've really never done siding in general before, and so the trim is the more intricate part. You kind of know what you're doing, and then on top of that, we were doing some stuff that really isn't. I don't want to say it isn't traditional. It's just a different style of how things are going together. And I was using, because I didn't know really what I was doing in the beginning, I came up with ideas that probably could have been done differently, easier if it had been done differently. But I think it turned out well, especially for not knowing what I'm doing and being first time doing any of it. I just kind of struggled my way through it, thought it through, and I think it came together all right. I think it looks all right. I think it's functional for sure. I think it's gonna serve its purpose. It's going to be weather tight. But yesterday, I guess Saturday and Sunday, we went out and we finished the gable trim, which is the peaked end of the cabin. If you're thinking about a cabin with a peaked roof, you got the two long sides that are kind of parallel to each other, and then the peaked ends, the angled ends of a typical, I guess, normal looking house. And so getting the trim where the roof and the sidewalls come together over the edge, it was interesting. It's way up there, and I'm not crazy about heights. I was able to get through it, but I definitely was not super excited about being way up there. We figured out with our scaffolding that we borrowed that we can put a ladder on top of the scaffolding, and it's pretty steady. But man, when I get up there, and especially when we get to the peak, this end that we did yesterday was the tallest side. So we have a little bit of grade to our where the cabin is, and the side we did on Saturday, it's probably less than a foot difference. But yesterday when I was up on the ladder, especially at the peak, and being up on the ladder, fairly high up on the ladder, so there isn't a whole lot of anything in front of me. So basically, if I lose my balance, there wasn't anything to grab onto. There wasn't anything to lean against. And I was kind of reaching here and there, so I didn't have to move the ladder all that much. And it was nerve wracking, to say the least. And on top of that, it was like 90 degrees and 95% humidity, and soaking wet. Everything was wet and slippery, and it was a day for sure. But we made it through it, and it turned out good. It looks good, and it's done. The trim is all done. The siding's all done. The cabin is basically dried in, and that was what we were driving to, so we could stop worrying about when it would rain, thunderstorms, or just rain in general, worrying about the house wrap leaking or just any leaks anywhere. Right now we should be completely dried in. We've had some significant rains, and the house wrap has held as we've been getting the siding up, and the roof is new, so it's not leaking, but we're not seeing any wet inside. And this was kind of the finishing touch on that. So got that done. One thing that went a little extra on doing the gable trim, as I was watching videos on installing it. So basically, I go through and watch videos on every process that we've been doing on the cabin, and I was looking at videos on installing gable trim, and a couple guys were like, a lot of guys will just slap it up there, and if you can picture it, the gable trim is basically like an L, with some extra bends on either end, but basically it's like an L that fits over the edge. Like I said, where the roof comes to the top of the side panel, it fits over the edge and kind of seals it up. Good morning, Martinson family. Thanks for stopping in. And so a lot of the guys on these videos were saying people will just slap it up there, and at the bottom where it comes to the sidewall, so it comes all the way down to the corner of the house, and they just leave that L open. So when you look from the flat side, the not pitch side of the cabin, you can look up into the gable trim. You can see into that L. And they said, that really, it's not a very finished look. And it also allows critters and bees and all sorts of stuff to get up in there. And so they said, a lot of most guys will just leave that open. And they said, I don't know, I don't like it. And so I got watching, and a couple of the guys that I follow that I'm really impressed with their work, were just like, well, this is a simple way to fix that. And basically they took it and made a series of cuts and a series of folds, and it all folded up to make it so when you put it up, it is closed. And another benefit to that was when I was up there doing it by myself, because really on the scaffolding, there's room for one of us, and having Corey on the ground is a probably a safety measure, I would say, in case I came tumbling down, at least somebody's on the ground and we didn't come tumbling down together. And to grab stuff and hand it up and whatnot, and also look from the bottom. But basically, I'm doing this by myself. And one of the guys said, you box in the end of the gable trim, and you can set it on there and slide it up. And when it contacts the end of the roof panel, it's in place. So you're not guessing, you're not trying to hold it and look if it's in line, trying to do a specific overhang, things like that. So it's got dual function. I think, well, 3, I guess. It looks better, in my opinion. It seals that up from just being an open channel for anything to fly up in there, build nests or whatnot. And then also it just makes doing it by yourself better by helping you get it in place. And so I watched the videos, and I talked about this when we were doing the window trim. Like, I'll watch a video on how to do this, and I found some really, really solid guys that explain it really well. But with me, I watch it 10 times, and still I'll get out to the property and be like, wait, what did he do? So with no service out of the property, I need to download these videos and really just take it out there and watch it as I'm doing it in front of me, step by step, pause it, do it. And so that was my plan. I downloaded a couple of different videos of a couple different guys doing different style closures on these. And I got out there and I'm watching the videos on Saturday before we got started. And I'm looking at the trim that they're doing, and I'm looking at the trim that I have, and I'm like, this isn't the same. So there's all the different metal companies do different style trim, like little different bend here, little different bend there, just different looks. And the one I had did not match either of the videos I downloaded. So I had to adapt and overcome, which I did. I think I did fairly well. I posted a picture of it in the Telegram group. I figured it out, and was even able to do a new hem so with the metal trim, if you ever worked with it or ever seen it, there'll be a folded over edge. It kind of strengthens it, it holds it together and things like that. And one of the guys showed how to, when you're making your cuts and your folds, leave yourself a little extra and bend that over and bend it around whatever it's connecting to. And was able to do that, and it worked out nice. It really became solid, and I think it'll work out. So I did that on all 4 corners, and man, he wasn't kidding with doing it by yourself and trying to line things up. Being able to just hold it up there and slide it up and hold it against where it needs to be in place with one hand, and then be able to get that first screw in without having to hold everything in place. It was way easier. So, sometimes you get lucky. So I think it's looking good. Corey's happy, and that's the most important part. I want her to be happy with how things look. And it's turning out well. And like I said before, she picked the colors. Colors are looking great. The trim really makes a difference. When we got the sheet panels up, I was like, I like the color, it's nice. And then we had the window trim done first and the door trim before we put the panels up. And I was like, there's not that big of a difference with the thin little window trim and the door trim. And then when we started getting the bigger stuff on, the big wide corners and now the gable trim, it really makes a difference. And I think it really turned out nice. So I think she did a good job picking the colors. And I think once we get the bottom done or get everything done underneath and get the wainscoting around the bottom, which will be the same color as the trim, I think it'll really look nice. But for now, it's done. It's dried in. Basically, we could probably go out and stay. But one step before that is we want to get some flooring down, just so we don't ruin our subflooring, brand new subfloor. with bringing the dogs out and their water and their mess. So next step we're going to do is we're going to get that flooring done and do it while everything's empty inside. We're going to do it before we put up any interior walls. So it's just two really big pieces of sheet roll vinyl and get that laid down and take precautions while we're working in there. But as soon as that's down, we'll be able to bring the dogs out and stay for some extended period of time and get a lot more work done instead of commuting back and forth to the site and trying to do it that way. So that's going to be the next step. So I'm quickly learning about floor prep for sheet vinyl, how to prep the floor, how to lay it down, the different techniques on getting it to stay in place, tips and tricks on getting it lined up and getting it cut. So yeah, that's going to be the next step. In the meantime, while I learn that and while we source the materials and get that all taken care of and get everything there, doing some clearing, doing more clearing for the solar field, doing more clearing for the water tanks where our bulk water storage is going to be, and now the addition of the utility shed that we've decided to go with that I mentioned last week, that we're going to put our solar equipment in, and basically solar equipment and water hardware, pumps and things like that, filters and whatnot. So that's a lot to do. Got some pounded away this week. Got some more clearing done, and lots of stuff to clean up and lots of stuff to burn. So hopefully firing up that biochar reactor here in the next week or so. Probably next weekend will be a good opportunity to do that, since I don't think we'll be ready to do any flooring. So we'll be able to take some time to fire that up. Maybe this week, but likely next weekend. But yes, what else? What else have I got on the list? Mimosa trees. Guys don't know. Guys up north probably don't know what mimosa trees are. If you're in the South, if you're in Tennessee right now, you're starting to see them all along the roadside. So big pink trees. All of a sudden they pop open and the blooms plop open, and it looks like a big pink fuzzball everywhere. They are everywhere, and there's good reason for that. Not a tree that is that native to Tennessee. It's definitely was brought in from Asia as an ornamental, and there's, I mean, it's pretty. It sure is when it's blooming. It's pretty. When it's not blooming, it's a decent looking tree. It's got like palm frond leaves almost. I guess that's what you describe. The blooms, when they're blooming, they bloom from about here in Tennessee from the end of May. I think I saw the first of the blooms last week, and now the trees are really starting to pop, and they'll bloom for a few weeks here. A few weeks, and looking at the trees right now, they come in waves. So it's this big pink puffball basically for a couple weeks, and they smell fantastic. So the fact that they look cool and they smell great, I can see why landscapers decided they wanted to bring them here for ornamental trees. The problem is they're super invasive. If you just have a mimosa tree, and this is why they're all along the roadsides. If you have one and you don't like mow around it, if it's kind of by itself and it starts dropping those seeds, they pop up like crazy. We walk the dogs along the road here, and you can see anywhere there is a mimosa tree along the road, you see little tiny ones, and in a year they're growing up. They grow super fast. So it's a double-edged sword. A really, really cool looking tree. But man, if you don't want to deal with keeping them down, with keeping them pulled out, with maintaining them not spreading, it's tough to put it on your property. I won't be putting them on our property. Let's just say that I don't need them overtaking all of the stuff, the native species and things that are out there currently. I have enough invasive species that I'm trying to pull back. I guess not invasive, just super aggressive species that are out there. I don't need to compete with more, even though they look cool. And they also have a really interesting medicinal benefit. The blossoms, if you pick the blossoms and you make a tincture out of them, it's actually I guess it's called nature's Prozac. So antidepressant. The tincture is antidepressant. It gives you a little happy boost. And I believed it Off Grid Ping there last year. I collected a bunch of blossoms for him. He made some up. He said it's the worst tasting tincture he's ever made, but it does work. So I guess you can take the good with the bad, and I don't need to grow it specifically myself because like I said, every roadside in Tennessee seems to be in full bloom right now of mimosa trees and big pink flowers everywhere. It does flare up my allergies for sure. I posted a video about it on TikTok and Facebook Reels and like Shorts, all the places I post shorts. And somebody mentioned I really love them, but they're murder on my allergies, and I feel that for sure. And allergies anywhere in Tennessee is like a 3-month adventure. I think this is the end. I think this is I try to remember last year and the year before, and I think this bloom is kind of the end for me for the year. They've gotten better. Every year that I'm here, I get a little less and a little less. I think traveling around and coming to a new place and dealing with new pollens and things like that it was tough, but it's getting better now. So anyway, the mimosa trees, and with the mimosa trees is a sign of summer here. I think summer beat it out and came in a little earlier than normal from what I remember the last couple of years. But it is hot and humid here. I guess not as hot as it could be. It still could be up another 10-ish degrees. We've been in the high 80s. Yesterday we were hit 90, and the humidity has been it's been thick for about the last, I don't know, I would say 2 weeks already. And it doesn't seem like it's going to drop anytime soon. So I think we're in full swing of summer mode here, where basically, if you haven't experienced it, when you walk outside, you're just wet, just always wet, instantly sweating. The air is thick, and even when it's cool, it's hot. Even when it's cool, it's hot. I don't mind it. It is kind of frustrating, and then I get used to it pretty quick. But every time it is this nasty and this hot, I try to just remember that at least I can feel my fingers. At least it's not negative 30. At least it's not 10 feet of snow. And just grab a towel and wipe myself down. So it gets frustrating here and there, but definitely better than the alternative that we had in Minnesota. So it's here. It is what it is, and we'll just deal with it and try to get through. So it is summer. Summer is here, and I think it came a little quicker than normal, but could be wrong there. I don't know. We'll see. What else do I got going on the list here? Corey and I've been watching Prime in the evenings when we get home, and even though we pay for Prime and the video streams come with it, there's commercials everywhere, of course, because you don't pay enough for the free shipping and the Prime stuff, that you got to have commercials when you watch their video service. But the commercials, I'm so, I don't know if I'm just out of the loop with societal trends, or what it is, but most of the commercials that come on there, I just kind of like stare at the screen and I'm confused. I don't really know what's going on. I don't know the point they're trying to make. The products are like, wait, why are we selling this? The drug commercials have subsided substantially, which is nice. But anyway, the commercials are confusing to me. But one in particular I saw the other day, and actually I heard it the other day before I watched it, and then I saw it again. But when I heard it, it was I didn't realize it was for Enterprise. I thought it might have been for a competitor's rental cars company, but basically what I heard was somebody walking in and saying, "Hey, I'm here to pick up my convertible rental," and the customer service agent is like, "Oh, how about an SUV?" And I kind of chuckled, and it's a long story, basically. Well, a long history. It's not a long story. It's two or three interactions. But I don't know about you, but every time I've gone to Enterprise to rent a car, I'll reserve the car I want. And you guys, if you were listening last year, last December, November, I've rented cars 3 times in the last couple of years from Enterprise. I rent a specific car for my needs, what I need, what I'm looking for, whether it be high gas mileage or suitability for accessibility, things like that, size. And when I get there, A, they either don't have it and try to get me to take something else, or B, they just incessantly ask if I want a different car than I reserved. And I it's frustrating. It's almost laughable that it happens every single time. One of the times I was driving from West Tennessee here over to North Carolina, and it was on a budget. It was on a job, and I had really quoted low on the travel, and so I rented a fuel efficient car to make it better for me. Small, fuel efficient, 40 miles a gallon kind of vehicle. And I get there and they keep pushing, trying to get me to take a full size pickup truck. And I'm like, you really don't realize this is going to be twice the gas, double, at least double. And I'm like, no, I don't. Are you sure? We'll give it to you for the same price. It's supposed to be like $150 more a day. And I'm like, first of all, I reserved a car that I wanted. I don't know why you want me to take this other car. And then the other time was we were heading to New York for my dad's funeral, and we specifically picked a van that we knew, a minivan that we knew would work for our dogs and for traveling and for the luggage we were taking. And when we get there, they didn't have it. We almost didn't get the rental, but anyway, they pushed us into another car that we made work. But man, the commercial, I'm listening to it, I'm like, this would be a perfect commercial for like Hertz. A couple days later, I'm sitting there watching it, and the commercial comes on, and they were actually talking about the benefits of them. The commercial goes, the family walks in, and from the pouring rain, looks like they were going on vacation, and it's pouring rain out, and they walk into the Enterprise place, and they're like, I'm here to pick up my convertible. Like, haha, it's pouring rain, I'm gonna pick up a convertible. And the girl's like, how about an SUV? And they were all excited about it. And I'm like, oh wow, way to spin that shit around and make it look like a good thing. But yeah, that's something I thought weird that they're playing up something that is absolutely infuriating to me. But good for them. If you reserve something from Enterprise, don't expect to get whatever you reserve. So that's going on. What else is on the list? I mentioned earlier the Blockstream Jade Core, new product that's out from Blockstream. I have an affiliate link with Blockstream, and you can get anything in the Jade family of hardware wallets, the Jade Plus, and now the Jade Core. Get that for 10% off with the code I'm going to drop in the comments here right now, or the link, or you can use code the Lots Project at checkout. And with their new affiliate service that they use, you can actually get that back in Bitcoin. From what I understand, I haven't purchased anything from it with my code. It's actually against my terms of service, so I don't know how that process works and how well it works. If anybody is in the market for a hardware wallet, and you want to give that a try, definitely let me know how it goes. Getting 10% back in Sats and starting that wallet off, I think it'd be a great gift for a new Bitcoiner, maybe kid, nephew, kid, child, son, daughter, grandkid, getting them started in Bitcoin, buying them now. The Jade Core, the new product they have out, seems to be, and I'm still really researching the. I believe it's just the simplicity of the system that is the real benefit to this. I mean, as an experienced longer term Bitcoiner, somebody that uses the Jade Plus and really likes the customization features in there, the different options you have when setting up your wallet, and passwords and passphrases and things like that. I think the Jade Core is basically dead simple. It sounds like, and like I said, I got one coming in the mail here, so I can check it out and actually put hands on it and use it. Basically, you plug it in, and you plug it into your phone with the Blockstream app, and it syncs automatically. They now have a verification mode that will automatically verify that it is a legit Blockstream Jade Core from Blockstream. But basically it syncs up, and you're able to send Bitcoin from an exchange straight to your hardware wallet. You're able to buy Bitcoin right there in the Blockstream app, and take self custody of it right there in the app. Sync to that Jade Core, and it's just stupid simple. No bells and whistles, no nothing crazy. It just works, and it's priced right there at $100 right now, $99, and with the 10% off from my discount code, you'd be at $90, $91. So not bad entry level for getting in with a solid product with Blockstream Jade Core. Always open source from Blockstream, and they're pushing the simplicity, the offline key storage. The device is really never online. The transactions are signed in the device with your private keys in the device, and never connects those to the app in any way. So I'll let you know more when I get it. I'll be doing some content about it, but the Blockstream Jade Core are now available over at Blockstream store.blockstream.com, I believe. Store.blockstream.com. Yeah. Code the Lots Project for 10% off, and I'll earn a little commission on that, and I appreciate that. Another product I've been looking at, and I have to thank Palm Tree, the gentleman that won the Bitcoin guessing game this week. He sent these over to me, and I'm getting ready to buy some. I've been looking at them for quite a bit. It's a product called Echo Radios. If you've listened to very long, you know that basically here in Tennessee, I have no cell service with Verizon. I guess if I go to some of the bigger towns, When I go to Savannah for groceries or laundry, or go to Lowe's, I have service in Savannah. If I go to Jackson or bigger towns like that, and then spotty throughout the area. At my friend's place that we go over and hang out there, I have decent service. But at our camper, I basically have one little bar off and on of 4G. Driving around here, I really don't have anything. At our property where we're building the cabin, I get no signal. I guess I get roaming. I shouldn't say roaming. I get random blips of enough service to receive notifications, but not receive messages on my phone. Basically, it'll come up with a notification, and I can pull down the top bar, and it'll give me a little excerpt of what's going on. But if I go to try to actually open an app and load a message, it's just not there. There's not enough service. So that causes some issues. Basically, safety and security issues, I would say, is the biggest concern. And then comms between Corey and I. When she's here, we only have one vehicle here. When I have a vehicle, if something happens at the camper, there's a good possibility she's not going to be able to get a hold of me until I'm leaving the property. There's times that she needs me to bring something home. There's times that maybe she needs me to come home and take a look at something if something goes wrong here. And then also the reverse, if something happens to me out there, I do a lot of stuff that's kind of I mean, it's dangerous. You run chainsaws, you run weed whips, I mean, just all sorts of stuff can happen, especially on property like that. If I fall and twist an ankle or break an ankle or something like that, it could be really difficult to get back to somewhere where I can actually contact somebody to help me. And so my friends, when they came out, I believe they're on like AT&T network. We're on Verizon network. We've contemplated switching phone services. We probably will. We probably should now that we know we're sticking around this area for a while. AT&T seems to do better. But in the meantime, he sent me a link for this company called Echo Radios, and basically it's a nationwide push to talk. And if you're old like me, you might remember Nextel's push to talk phones. Man, that was back in the was it late 90s, early 2000s, where Nextel had the push to talk cell phones. But basically, they're like little portable radios, and they work on very minimal cell signal. So if there's any at all, and I don't even know, it might be able to work on the emergency band. I haven't looked through it very much because I do know that my phone can make emergency calls at the property. I've had it in my back pocket, and all of a sudden there's like a siren going off in my pocket, and it's dialing an emergency call just from random swipes on my ass, I guess, that activated the emergency call. But there is enough signal for that. Basically, these phones work over that. Probably not the best. It's not a grid down solution. It's not like ham radio where, I think we still need cell signal, at least a minimal amount, but it works across all networks. And $20 a year per radio for the service. You get the first year with the purchase of the radio, and then after that, per radio, it's $20 a year, which is pretty nice. I'm thinking about picking them up. I did sign up for their partner program. Check them out. If anybody's interested in picking them up or checking them out, I don't even know if I have a link here wherever it is. I just signed up. I figured I would sign up and then order up some radios and check them out. But if anybody's interested, I'll drop that link in the comments if you wanted to check them out, if you're in the market for some sort of radios like that. But I think it's going to be a solid product. I think it's definitely going to be advantageous for us to have them for for comms, especially until we're both out there. And then even when we are both out there, it'll be nice to have it on the property from someone at the cabin and someone out doing work and being able to talk to each other there. The other cool part about this is they are able to do groups. I think it's up to 250. Let me see right here. Where is that note? Yeah, private conversations with up to 250 people. So you can designate groups. You can do, like, Corey and I could have one for ourselves. If I get these radios and anybody in the community wants to pick one up, I'll probably do a community group. You could do families, and I think for if you're full-time RVing, if you're out traveling, if you're a nomad, if you go camping a lot, you go hiking, having this with at least a family member so they can get a hold of you if you're in a low service area, I think that would work really well. I think it's a good idea. So I think I'm gonna pick up a couple just to check them out, to give them a try for us, and hopefully be able to recommend them and sell some here, and maybe integrate them into our community and have a little group with voice comms instead of just online. So we will see about that. That's Echo Radio's push to talk walkie talkies is something I'm going to be checking out here pretty soon. So let me see where did my list go? There it is. Another thing on the list, I don't know if you guys have heard about the Great American State Fair. The Great American State Fair. I hadn't heard anything much about this. I don't really pay attention to much, especially when I start seeing it seems political. I try to they shove it in my face on Facebook, so I see the posts, and sometimes it interests me. Sometimes I'm looking for stuff for topics for the show, but a lot of times I just scroll by as much as I can. And but this Great American State Fair, I hadn't really heard anything about it until these singers started canceling. I guess there was going to be concerts with this thing. The Great American State Fair. Where did my notes go on it? Sorry, guys. What this was or is, I guess it's still going to go on. It's a celebration in the National Mall in Washington, D.C. All 50 states. Let me get this over here. Sorry, guys. June 25th through July 10th. So this year on America's birthday, the 250th year anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. So they decided, they being a group called Freedom 250, supposedly a nonpartisan, non-political group organizing basically what is trying to be touted as a World's Fair scenario, basically the modern day World's Fair, where every state in the union, so all 50 states, are going to be represented on the National Mall in Washington, D.C., from the Capitol to the Washington Monument. If you've ever been to D.C., you kind of know what that looks like. Expos, each state kind of putting forth their culture, what they have going on. I think it's a decent idea. Something interesting for the 250th anniversary. It is what it is. But I hadn't heard about it. I have to imagine that they've been planning this for a while. I hadn't seen much about it. It's just something that wasn't forced to me. What triggered it in my feed was the cancellation of some of these artists. And the first question I asked them, like, who? It looks like they were booking artists from the 80s to me. I didn't see any big current names, which is interesting, but seemed to be older performers had been signed up to participate in this. And the second question I wondered was, how did they sign up? How did they agree to do this? And now they're canceling. So what it seems like is really Freedom 250 put themselves out there as a nonpartisan, non-political group doing this World's Fair style event to celebrate the anniversary of America, 250th anniversary of America, which is cool, is admirable. But turns out it looks like Freedom 250 is pretty tied to Trump, to Orange Man. As I looked into it after the people started bowing out, these people that backed out, including Martina McBride, Brett Michaels, Young MC, the Commodores. Yeah, so there you go. Brett Michaels from what was he from? Poison? Yeah, maybe. I don't remember. Martina McBride, she's past her prime. Not bad still, but still past her prime. Young MC, a rapper from the 80s and 90s, and the Commodores. I really think that they're probably back even prior to that. But these people are backing out. I think it was pushed to them as a nonpartisan event, as you know, a celebration of America. But quickly, I think it's turning into like everything in America right now, a polarized, a partisan shit show. Everybody's trying to decide if, I shouldn't say everybody. A lot of people, most people don't give a shit. People are trying to figure out if this is secretly partisan, if it's a Trump back thing. There's a lot of speculation that it is. I guess the president. Which, here's the problem. It makes sense that the president would kick off a celebration of America's 250th anniversary. I would say that regardless of who is sitting in the presidency and who is putting an event together, it would make sense to have the president of the United States either open the event or close the event with a speech. Which, once in this day and age, once that happened, once he was booked, that it's all over. Anybody that's pro Trump is rah rah rah. Let's do it. It's a party. It's a MAGA spooge fest. And anybody that's anti-Trump is like, this is just propaganda. Blah blah blah. So I don't know if this type of event can happen in the United States in this day and age. The more I read about it, the more it sounds like it would be a fantastic idea if it happened in like the 50s. But right now it seems like, man, if you sneeze and it happens to the wrong person hears it, you're either a pro-Trump or an anti-Trump. It's like, wait, I sneezed. It had nothing to do with politics, but it seems like everything spirals into that in one form or another. So something that's happening in Washington, D.C., something that's happening and booking him as a speaker is going to be tough to keep nonpartisan. It sounds like when the performers started canceling on the event, Orange Man himself kind of stepped in. He talked about not or canceling the whole thing, and also talked about let's have a MAGA style rally instead. That should be spooky to some people. let's have a rally for a polarizing political figure. Oh, where that's happened in history before. But anyway, I don't know if this thing's going to happen. The Great American State Fair. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know how well it'll go off. I think the logistics of it. I think the idea is great. I think the logistics of it are pretty rough. I don't know how the security would go down for that. I don't know the coordination for it. You see, even just the large rallies they have in DC just spiral into chaos. What are the marches, the annual marches they have there that are probably a fraction of the size of what this event would be. It's a logistics and a security nightmare. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if it happens. So scheduled currently for June 25th through July 10th. So 3 weeks from now. I don't know if it's going to happen. Also going on right now is they're building a UFC. Man, if you haven't seen Idiocracy, do yourself a favor and watch it. And once you do, it's really hard to not see the parallels from what's going on in the world today, and Mike Judge's parody view of what was coming. It's kind of scary, but they are setting up a UFC ring and viewing arena, I guess it would be the term, on the lawn of the White House for the president's birthday. I don't know. So they're gonna have fights on the lawn of the White House. I've been seeing aerial photos. So they're doing the demolition to start the construction of the ballroom that's going to be added to the White House. They got they got the construction of this arena, and I saw aerial photos from last year and today, and it was a meme. It was pretty funny. It said it looks like meth heads moved in, because if you've ever seen what happens when a meth head moves into a property, I don't know. Hunter brings up another meme I actually saw. It says, what a start to Pride Month. Half naked men, all hot and sticky at the White House. Oh, they just can't help themselves. Both sides. The meme fodder in the last couple years has just been too much. So I don't know. I got to get out of here, guys. My list is done, and I'm kind of done for the day. So I'm going to wrap it up. Check out the Blockstream Jade Plus. Check out those Echo radios. I'll probably get them ordered up this week. The Jade Core is supposed to be coming this week. I will report back on that. Head on over to the Telegram group at t.me/lotschat. And if you're looking to get Comfrey in the ground, especially if you're in the north, this is a great time to get it started. South might be a little late. Like, well, you're going to really have to baby it. You're going to have to take care of it, probably get it started in pots and really help it through the summer and then get it in the ground. But if you're up north, this is the perfect time to break ground, get that in. Order your Comfrey roots from comfreyroots.com. That's COMFREYROOTS roots.com. Bocking for Comfrey. Great for animal fodder, for compost amenities, for soil building, for just ornamental plants that are going to benefit your property. Check out the Comfrey Roots over at comfreyroots.com. Other than that, guys, I'm wrapping it up. I'm getting out of here. I hope you have a fantastic week. We'll try to make a little cabin progress, and I'll have a big old list of stuff we're going to talk about next week. So see you then. next Monday, 6 a.m. Catch you there.